in the back of house, and this is where all the grand meals happen. And you know, personally, somebody who cooks, the kitchen is a safe place, and this is our safe place. You are going to listen and meet Chef Sam Ro, and Chef Sam is actually Israeli, Lebanese. He calls himself part of a unique way of seeing life through food because of the cuisine he represents. He told me in a conversation, I represent Levantinian food. And I said, what? What is that? So in the next couple of minutes, you will meet him. You will see the DNA of which he represents and his creativity translated into the food he's making. Tonight is a kitchen takeover, and a kitchen takeover means one chef takes over the entire kitchen of an existing restaurant. A pop-up means it's one of a kind. It just pops up every now and then, but tonight we have a kitchen takeover with Chef Sam Ro. Thank you for being with us today, and we're quite happy that it's your first time in Cebu. What do you think of it so far?
First, thank you for bringing me here. You and Food and Wine Festival Cebu.
Thank you for really accepting this. It was a whim, and the timing of your schedules allowed you to have a little visit in Cebu and to share your cuisine and your talents with everyone in the city. I am wanting you to tell the audience today, what is it that you have decided to do for the menu?
So today we're going to take you to a journey to the Middle East.
Right.
With the first 3 dips that are staple in almost all of the Middle East and a couple of the Mediterranean cities, which with a different touch in each place you go to.
Right.
And even now I do my own touch, so it's different from the other chefs that doing it in my country.
Okay, what do you mean by that? Like, maybe we can explain what meze means, because I understand it from how I receive it, but from your element of like a meze board, is it a staple in every single meal in your country?
Almost every single meal, yeah. Meze, it's kind of like an appetizer if you translate it literally, but much more, because like the Filipino culture, we like to eat with sharing, right? Yes. So we put all of this beautiful stuff on the table.
Yes.
And yeah, that's meze, small plates of salad, small dips with the pita bread always there.
Right, with
yeah.
pita, that's always your base, and the salads are always there. Like these dips are called?
We have the muhammara, the roasted vegetables with walnuts and pomegranate molasses, the hummus as well, and my personal favorite, the baba ganoush.
Yes.
Baba ganoush is grilled eggplant with tahini sauce and garlic.
Yes.
And we use the pita bread to dip.
But you told me yesterday that you use some of the burnt edges to blend it. So are we to expect the baba ganoush to be darker?
Yes, it's gonna be different than the regular baba ganoush.
Okay.
The ones you see are a little bit white. Mine, I blend the peel with it, so it's gonna be blackish gray.
Wow.
Yeah, very different.
Yes, and more smoky, I'm sure.
Much more smoky. That's why I like it a lot. The flavor feels like you're kind of eating a steak on the grill, but it's not. It's vegetables. It's vegan.
Wow.
Yeah.
How interesting is that? Tell me about your second course.
So for the second course, we have Middle Eastern prawn with vermicelli rice.
Wow.
So Middle Eastern prawn, it's like your average prawn, but with a lot of Middle Eastern spices.
Yes.
And it's marinated in yogurt overnight on the top of the beautiful and fragrant vermicelli rice.
So vermicelli meaning like noodle?
Vermicelli pasta, yeah.
Ah, interesting. got to the Philippines all the way. I mean, you know, you've come far away to get shot into the Philippines. Tell a little story on...
So what I always say is, I did not choose the Philippines. The Philippines chose me.
Wow.
I came here for a short while, 5 months, and then I got stuck during the pandemic.
The Philippines did choose.
Yeah, 4 years later, I'm still here,
You know,
and loving it.
That's the beauty of life and chance and risk and encounters. He arrives not knowing that he's going to live here. He was here on a vacation.
Yeah, kinda.
A vacation and got stuck here. Well, we're so thankful that you got stuck here.
Me as well.
In order to share your talent. And this talent also bred from the past because your family has food businesses,
Yeah,
right?
I come from a family of cooks.
Yes.
Mostly every member of our family knows how to cook to a certain degree.
Yes.
And we have a restaurant in 𝗖𝗵𝗲 𝗖𝗵,
Yes.
which my grandfather opened in '75.
Okay.
I used to run it for a year. I was third generation.
Wow.
That was before deciding to come
So
here.
that's how everyone knows your food tonight is going to be so good because it's generational family recipes too,
Yeah,
maybe.
it's gonna be authentic and family recipes, but with a personal touch.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's why that personal touch always counts because you can follow any recipe, but a recipe will not tell you how the technique or process is done.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. So for example, the hummus, almost every hummus is the same.
Yes.
So if you don't change it a little bit, it's gonna be not really boring, but familiar to everyone.
But your hummus was so fluffy today, and I said, gosh, you gotta, what am I doing wrong? Because my hummus I love, but when I looked at yours, I was like, it doesn't have that. Is there a special ingredient there that nobody knows about?
So chickpeas, it loves ice. When you are blending it, you put a lot of ice inside. It makes it airy, smooth, and gives it a white color.
I made it with ice. Is there sumac? Or is there
We
any
put
other?
we put a sumac as garnish on top,
Yes.
and we add our signature fermented chili that we ferment at
It's the
𝗏𝗏𝗏.
fermented chili
Yeah.
that adds the little kick, a little bit of play.
3 months fermented.
3 months
Yeah.
fermented. Okay, you're gonna gift me with a jar
Absolutely.
at the end of this meal. I'm very curious. So after we go from the vermicelli, where are you taking the next dish?
Then we have the kebab skewer.
Yes.
So it's a beef skewer, ground with onions, parsley and spices,
Yes.
and on a cinnamon stick as a skewer.
So it's like a lollipop.
It's like a lollipop, yeah. One
Yeah.
bite and that's it. It has tahini sauce on top, tomato
Interesting.
sauce,
Yes.
and pickled onions for
Excellent.
depth and flavor.
For depth and flavor. And you know, the composition, when you talk about Middle Eastern food, it's so much full of spice. And what do you advise to somebody that's a purist? Because the purists are like this, like they only like to keep their food clean, maybe 2 layers of dimension in terms of spice. Do you think this would change the mind of a purist when they eat all these layers of flavors and dynamic, you know, pickle?
Yeah, I do put a lot of flavors and spices in the food, but you will be surprised how clean it is. I am for clean food. I don't like it too flavorful and too
Yes,
messy.
overbearing.
Yeah.
Yes.
So there is a lot of elements,
Yes.
but it complements each other so good. You are not gonna feel that it's too much.
Yes,
You'll be surprised how simple it is.
I have my finger on tonight's event, and I feel that a lot of them are very safeguard on the way they eat. Only because everyone sticks to what they know and very consistent. Today, I feel they're going to be invited to a new world of flavors. I'm not sure if it's received well because, you know, everything new can be rejected or can be embraced. But
Yep.
this is not something new. Like, Middle Eastern cuisine goes back so much in historical past, right? And I'm just as curious as you are because I'm hoping that you wow them, but I'm also in apprehension because I know it's change in their palate.
Yeah, so what I see now, the Filipinos are much more adventurous when it comes to new flavors.
Yes.
And it's changing very fast
Yes.
paced because when I first arrived here, they didn't really know a lot about it and they wanted to stick with what they know.
Right.
But now they are more adventurous. They want to try new stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and it's part of the chef's responsibility to educate them as well, to educate the guests at the restaurant.
It's part of the chef's responsibility to motivate, to educate, to kind of like push the envelope, right, through your menu. So you have to tell me about, you already arrived, you have to tell me about your new little baby that's about to explode in the Philippine scene. I mean, guys, he's here on vacation and we managed to snag him in this short chapter of his lives, but he is yet to open his brand in the Philippines.
Yeah, so we have one branch in 𝗵𝗵𝗳𝗵 𝗵
Right.
Lapita, and soon, very soon, hopefully end of the month, we are opening our signature, not signature, flagship place.
Flagship.
Flagship restaurant in Green Hills.
Right.
So we're gonna bring the Middle East to the Philippines.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's huge. And we get this moment with him. I said to him earlier, guys, I love finding talent, and what Food and Wine Festival does, it recognizes people pursuing excellence and those that are pursuing love for ingredient. And our festival has always been chef-led. And the core identity of what it does, it helps promote, boost, educate, showcase, and we are watching Chef Sam-ro showcase and just about to explode in his brand, on who he is as an identity, and I don't doubt that you will do well in the Philippine setting. We're so happy that the universe has gifted us you, and also
That goes both ways.
our chefs are so excited to cook with him, and you should have seen the jumping up for joy and overlooking the shoulder to see if they can replicate it. But guess what? Something like this can't just be seen and then done one time and you can replicate, right?
You gotta cook with love, you know?
Yeah.
Not only that, but for me cooking my food, it's different than Filipino cooking Middle Eastern. So for example, if I cook Filipino food, it's not gonna be the same like Filipino cooking it, right?
That's true.
You have the culture behind it, and
Yes.
you understand it more.
Right. Before we close, is there a last couple of dishes that you will be making tonight?
Yeah, we have the, I would say, the best dish of the night. Not the best, but the most special.
Right.
The pressed lamb belly,
Yes.
which we cooked overnight.
Yes.
Then we're gonna place it on beetroot tahini sauce.
Yes.
Very elegant, very airy, very light. Will complement the lamb and will not take a lot from it.
Yes.
With a very nice, refreshing salad on top, and a demi-glace that we've been boiling for almost 48 hours.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
48 hours in boil. Well, that should be pure concentrated.
Yeah, the
and
flavor.
Gold flavor.
We use the bones of the lamb to do the sauce, so it will be extra lamb flavor without the gaminess that people don't
Right.
like. Then we move to the desserts.
Desserts?
Yeah.
Okay.
The muhallabiyah.
Jalapia.
You're gonna
I
be-
can say that, right? Okay.
The name is, it's hard to pronounce, but it's so simple, yet so rich in flavor. It's milk pudding, but on top we put rose jam, rose water, little bit of pistachios and nuts. It's weird, but with a sprinkle of black burnt onions.
What?
Yeah. So we put the onions in the oven until it's like charcoal black. There is no moisture at all. Blend it to spice and put it on top.
Wow. So we
Yeah.
have a sweet, savory, the onion.
No, actually, the onion is not savory at all. It's because we cook it for a long time and we take all the moisture out. So it doesn't really have any pungent onion flavor.
So interesting.
But it
I am
adds-
so floored with that dish. Okay. And then the next dish is
The 𝗵𝗵𝗳𝗵 𝗖𝗵.
katay. Okay.
Yeah.
I know how to eat it. I just don't know how to pronounce it. What is it?
It's a Middle Eastern pancake that we cook the dough only on one side, we don't flip it. So I have this very beautiful bubbles on top. Then we close it on one side, kind of like a petal. Stuff it with homemade cheese and again rose water. Very floral. Dip it inside nuts and simple syrup with a little bit of sugar powder.
Oh my God, I'm so excited.
And we eat it with the hand as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, I'm so excited. And really, we're so thankful that the viewers have been with us this number of years with My TV and Anyone Can Cook, and we ask everyone to go out in the community, to go in the month of June to see all the schedules of activities. It is a 30-day food and wine festival all over the city. So if you follow Cebu Food and Wine 2024 and you follow Anyone Can Cook, you learn so much about the depth of food and the story of the ingredient. All right, thank you for joining us. My name is Dychangco Anzani, and really anyone can cook.